are back and we are almost ready to go into Game 2 draft for this best of 5 for the EU Masters Summer 2020 Finals. A Go Rogue came in and absolutely smashed GamerLegion. I don't think there's anything else we can call that. What do you do if you're GamerLegion now? What do you want to try and, you know, kind of like look to try and change the result of this series?
You take the piece of paper that you had you draft on it, you strap it up and you throw it out the window. That's what I would do. That 4-5 pick from the Kog'Maw time, I hated it. Don't do that ever again. Look for something like the Vel'Koz. I think that was really good. Jace mid was working for them pretty well. Graves was also working for them pretty well. I think the Kindred was kind of working. The Graves was banned out, but you just need to adapt. The Kindred is a good champ. I think Rabble is a very good Kindred player. He also banned out with the HECR and the Graves. Kindred was his default. We see him on Nidalee as well, but I think that comp, yeah, not a fan.
Yeah. You gotta have a bit more lane pro, I think, if you're picking Kindred. As Orc said on the desk, it's kind of just like all his lanes are under the tower the whole time, and if you're doing that, you can't invade. And if you can't invade, you can't get stacks, and then you're just really kind of not in a good spot. So yeah, definitely gonna have to change some things up in this draft.
You see now GamerLegion did opt to go with the blue side as they were the losers, and the losers of the last game could choose their own side in the next. So they're sticking with that blue side priority. I don't see draft changing such, you know, drastically in the first few bans there, Casual.
Yeah, I think the bans will be the same. I think the HECR ban, the Graves ban will be the same. I think GL, they could go for the Ornn first pick again. I think the champ itself is working for them. It does give them the engage. I don't think the Ornn was too much of a problem. I think the Vel'Koz was banned out in the 4-5, so you could change it up, right? Pick up the Ornn, and then on the 2-3 go for the Kindred Vel'Koz or something like a Nidalee Jace or something. And then you can try and mix up a bit more in that sort of way. But I think the Ornn first pick was working for them. I think Rogue will just do the same. Orianna Sett, I think it was working for them as well. It was a really strong combo, gives you really good team fights, and there's nothing that Rogue needs to change up here. It's GL that needs to change it up. So like I said, something like a Vel'Koz, the Kindred was kind of working, but maybe there's something else they can pull out.
It's going to completely run it back right here. The exact same draft as we saw in Game 1. Now, do we go for the mid lane that we saw last time? You don't think it's going to happen? You're not a fan of the AP Kog'Maw?
Not that he doesn't think it's going to happen, he doesn't want it to happen.
Honestly, yeah, I still... Like, if this Ginger does get locked in, it's going to be, like, the exact same... Okay.
My man.
As you say. It would have been the exact same as Game 1. Wouldn't have been the Vel'Koz like you wanted, but, man, they can just hear you. They can feel you. You wanted the Vel'Koz, they give you the Vel'Koz. My question is, in this phase of bans now, is Rogue going to start targeting some of the more, like, better AD mids like Lucian, maybe even Jay?
Well, the Vel'Koz is a flex for this team, so you could target ADs, you could ban out like an Ashe and stuff or a Jhin, but I think not really needed. I think Jace would be a good ban. Jace, Jhin nullifies the AD champ, so the Vel'Koz flex is harder, but I think GL should ban the same champs. I think GL banning the Rakan was really good. The Malphite, you don't really need to ban it anymore, so you can ban out the Rakan, maybe the Bard as well. I think that was a big problem for them. So Jace, one of the bans I would recommend. Jhin could also be a good ban because obviously the Vel'Koz is flex. Or they go for another AD mid ban. Lucian is open as well, so Lucian could be a good ban for them too. So yeah, I think GL have adapted really well. The Vel'Koz pick is definitely better.
And coming into this as well, again, we kind of hark on about how a Go Rogue are arguably the favorites in this particular matchup, but GamerLegion, like we kind of, you know, seen them throughout the tournament, you can't really count them out. And as much as it is a bit of a random kind of, you know, who's going what where, they have had success with just getting those priority in lanes and then pushing the, you know, kind of Rabble, who, by the way, was still 2 levels above his enemy, you know, Zanzarah in that last game, but just as you said, did not have the pushing priority to be able to do anything with it.
Yeah, Rabble is a phenomenal jungler. We've seen that like time again in this tournament. In that game 1, wasn't quite able to do what he wanted to do, but honestly, I would say like a lot of that just comes down to, you know, the priority that he had in lane or the lack thereof, you know. And so maybe if they draft some different laners here, have a slightly better game for him going into that one as well. Malphite is going to be that last ban from GamerLegion right here. So Trymbi is going to have his pick of the Lissa once more. Can go for that Bard if he wants to run that back again. He was very good on that in the previous game, or maybe he'll go for something slightly different, but still anything that this guy can play make on is terrifying.
So they've changed out the draft as well for the side of Rogue. They went for the GP over the Sion, so they lack a little bit of engage, but they have more team fighting. The Irelia, the AD mid, I think the Galio ban was kind of wasted. Obviously, if you ban Lucian, the Irelia would still be up. So Irelia definitely going in the mid lane, so that Vel'Koz is going bot. You need to pair it with something with engage. Leona, they've seen Gragas from the side of Visdom as well. Something like this, some more engage, because your whole team's going forward, so you kind of want to go with them. But Rogue need to respond with something good here. They have a little less frontline. They don't have the Sion anymore, so they need something that can stop this Vel'Koz. If Nautilus gets locked in here, I want to see something like a Leona from Trymbi.
Yeah, the Nautilus has been locked and loaded. Very good at, as you said, engaging, getting that more reliable setup. Being a pseudo dive bunny for Phones, because it felt like Phones was on an island that last game. I know he's a top laner, but still felt a bit bad for him going into those kind of setups. And a Go Rogue leaning towards, again, like you said, the Leona potentially going for Trymbi. And overall, I just feel Trymbi's had a fantastic tournament and really has just been the linchpin that makes a Go Rogue so damn scary.
Yeah, that is without a shadow of a doubt. And this Leona pick, I think, is going to enable him to do similar things as well. If you're looking on the side of GamerLegion, I think there's a lot of good targets for this Leona to try and tackle people down. Even if it's just that Vel'Koz, that in itself is like, bam, easy peasy lemon squeezy. If Vel'Koz throws out his combo, he starts channeling that death ray, you just hit him with a bunch of sunlight and he's done. Like, they can't do anything about that. And it's obviously really easy to follow up on that as well in the lane phase.
The thing I like about the draft in general is you have bot push now from the side of G. I think the Vel'Koz can push in the Ezreal because it's a champ that kind of struggles to get the push. I mean, if you have Ezreal on the enemy team and he has a Bard and he has to push, it's just illegal. So that was bad for them last game, but now they should be much better driving spot. They have engage, they have teamfight, they have AoE spells, they have so much more to play with this game. So the GP ult is going to negate the Vel'Koz a bit with the Leona as well in the Sett. So if Hjarnan positions really well, I think the teamfights are actually kind of even.
Would you say a Go Rogue pretty much standard, same as usual as always, but for the side of GamerLegion, much easier executable composition?
GL is back. This is what we want to see. I think the first draft was not GL at all. This is the real GL, I think.
Well, we'll have to see if they are able to prove that one as GL and a Go Rogue jump onto the Rift for our second game tonight. It is 1-0 for a Go Rogue. And I was very hypey in the last game. I did call that the series was done at the end of it, and Ultra League going to pick our first title, but just bringing it back into it, Ultra League, like you said in the last game, they've had two finals. This is their third one, and they've gone beyond any other Polish representative that they've won a game in the finals. Can they go much further is now the bigger question, Foxy.
Yeah, the monkey's off the back at this point. You know, you have been to 2 previous finals, and in best of fives, it's no fun going 0-3. So being able to just get that first game has to be a real big confidence booster. And if you're a Polish fan watching at home, like, the Polish fan deserve a win at U-Masters, like, hands down. Like, this region is far too good. They're also just ridiculously passionate as well. So from that perspective, it's kind of hard to live with the reality that I haven't been able to clutch an U-Masters title. You know, in this best of 5, we are 1 game up for Rogue. They looked really dominant in that first game as well. And I think the ball is definitely in their court for the rest of the series.
Now, difference here, I suppose, from the GamerLegion of Game 1 to GamerLegion Game 2, we are not seeing any crazy level 1 invades coming out from Rabble. Much more safe and standard here for the star jungler of GamerLegion.
Yeah, Zanzarah also swapping it up a bit. Both junglers are pathing into the top side, so Phones and Szygenda are definitely going to get a lot of attention here. Szygenda on the GP, he will get the push in the early. He has a lot of prio, he has a lot of sort of level 1 fighting duels that the GPs normally have. I mean, you've seen Bwipo in the ADC, right? Just all-inning level 1 on the GP, so very strong champion early. Czekolad also have the push, Nite playing this melee matchup, so I would expect Rabble to kind of path into the top side, maybe get some vision down for Phones or Nite on the top side, and then go back down towards the bot side to help his bot lane, because I think melee support matchups, lots of fighting, but Zanzarah just wants to make sure his GP can push, make sure Czekolad can push, and Nite hasn't lost Flash level 1 yet, so he's in a good spot. He can contest 2v2.
Yeah, I think this is a situation as well. Rabble really shouldn't look to do too much on the top side of the map. If you're just looking at the lanes and the priority that he has, there's not really much going on. If Rabble does walk into the jungle, maybe tries to get a cheeky mark or tries to fight Zanzarah, not too much is going on. As Nite's going to get a nice engage on mid. That's a lot of damage right there.
That's a really good trade.
Woof.
This is why the Irelia has been banned consistently against Nite. They do not want him on this champion, and it gives you so much pressure.
Yeah, there goes the priority I was talking about. There it is, right there. He's found it in the mid lane. He's going for this gank in top. I think Szygenda's going to be able to just walk away from this one.
Yeah, Trymbi instantly moving mid now. He sees that the mid wave's bad. Czekolad could be sort of dived or have some aggression upon him from Rabble from topside, but Trymbi's going to mid and so is Zanzarah.
Oh, it's a 3-man in the mid lane. We highlighted the fact that there's 3 people who always help out Czekolad. He's trying to trade this one back, but there's just too much CCs, and Zanzarah does have to flash to keep himself alive as there was a massive minion wave, but first blood still going over the way of a Go Rogue.
At some point, you have to know that Trymbi's going to be doing these kind of plays. If you know that Leona's not in the lane, you have to be screaming, yo, Nite, watch out, he's coming for you, especially with the wave being in the position that it's in. You know, big credit to Trymbi for being able to pull off these roams consistently. He's a massive driving force behind the success of Rogue, and especially in that mid lane with Czekolad. But GamerLegion, you have to be wise to his tricks at this point.
Trymbi, MVP, just runs mid from bot wave, level 2 gets in there, and that's how you turn a winning play into a losing play. Nite, when you're having a winning lane like mid and you get such a good trade, both teams need to identify that, as Rabble's going for a gank top.
Yeah, they're going to go in, flash in. Phone's not able to get anything else out of that. They do burn the Gangplank's flash. A little bit of emotes there just to make sure he knows.
The emotes are they're always good to throw some emotes in.
That's the important thing.
It's the mental edge.
Mental edge, exactly. Yeah, but like I was saying, they do trade flashes in top, not too bad. The TP is coming in, so Zanzarah, did he get spotted there?
Oh, I don't know if Zanzarah was spotted. They did see him though. They know something is up. Zanzarah is going to clear that ward and back himself away. Just put a little bit of hurt down onto Phones. No real reason for him to kind of get caught out here as the wave is pushing up into Rogue.
And this now opens up the bot side jungle here for Rabble, which is where he's also got that mark on the Gromp. So with Zanzarah being in the top side, maybe now GamerLegion want to look towards getting something aggressive towards the bot side of that jungle. As you can see, Visdom here as well, moving with his mid and his jungler.
Yeah, Phones did have TP for that kind of big trade in top side, so he's back up there, he's got the push. He's chilling. He's in a good spot. So yeah, like you said, there's going to be a lot of pressure around bot side here. The stack's up for Kindred. Visdom and Rabble are finally coming together to contest something on the map, so it is going to be the Kindred stack. Oh, but Zanzarah and Trymbi are always there to respond. I think this is the best support jungle duo we have in the league.
And this is what we wanted to see from this matchup. We talked about it as I'm going to stop myself straight away. They're going to jump straight onto Rabble, who flashes, but all in vain. Now it's a second kill going to GoRogue. They're building up the momentum again, Foxy.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, you hate to see it really. Like, sure, GamerLegion, they were thinking about it. They had the right idea. You're finally pairing up Wisdom with Rabble. You're looking for these proactive moves. You're trying to unlock this Kindred, get us some stacks, get us some power over the Sett pick. But, the execution just isn't quite there. You know, it was close. They were almost able to make it happen. And I think, honestly, if you run that one back, I think GamerLegion still go for that play. They just play it a little bit different.
Yeah. Rabble and Visdom, they didn't really hold hands there, and I think Trymbi just identified it so well. He instantly flashed onto Rabble and locks him down. Zanzarah pulls him back, and Rabble, even though he flashes, he's got nowhere to go, so just really well played by Trymbi again, instantly pulling the trigger.
And I like that from Visdom. A little bit of restraint, I feel. He was in there in the mid lane, no vision on him whatsoever. Saw the Orianna calling back and was like, I'm level 3, she's level 6.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to die here, so I'm just going to walk away. I am no way ever going to be able to kill her until I'm actually, you know, got something on my back in terms of items.
Trymbi again, look where he is. Kindred stack spawns, Trymbi's there. He's ganked mid once, he's going up the top side to secure the scuttle. He pushes Rabble out the bot side, and Trymbi's just kind of taking over the map.
And I feel as well for, you know, a GoRogue, this is perfect because you're against the Vel'Koz and bot. There's no, with an Ezreal on, you know, for Woolite, there's no kill pressure there. There's no real reason for Woolite to ever really die. You can just sit underneath this tower, collect this massive wave that's coming in, and Hjarnan's just kind of left farming. However, I will say, the kind of kind of big AoE ultimates that will come in for GamerLegion will be massive if they're able to get into a good team fight.
Yeah, and the next objective for both these teams is the Drake. Herald spawning in 1 minute, so you can either trade these, get an early base from one of the bot lanes to make sure it's a swap, give up the Drake, or you can commit to the Dragon. I think GL, they're going to get 6 on the Irelia. She's got the ult. Hjarnan's hit level 6 as well, so these team fights, I would favor GL. Obviously, the GP ult can come in, but they can look for these early Drakes, but they need to make sure they don't lose Herald.
Look who's coming down as well. Phones looks like he's on his bike as well. He might be coming down from that top lane. He's, as I say that, he's doing a double dip and he's going back into top. Yeah, he's just there to duke it out, but we're probably still going to get a cheeky little fight here.
It's a 4v4 with GP ult.
It is a 4v4. You have got the Cannon Barrage available. Dragon even down to about 2,000 HP. They're going to jump straight on top of it. Everyone towards the backside of the pit. Oh. It's actually the GP who takes it. They are going to use the Life Form Disintegration way to try and kill Zanzarah, but a 2-man shockwave onto Nite and Rabble. Rabble is not level 6. He has no Lamb's Respite and a quick kill, and oh dearie me, it's all gone wrong.
It's an absolute horror for the side of Rogue, for the side of GL, sorry. I mean, they start up the Dragon, they try to secure it, but GP gets it. Szygenda with the GP ult secures it, and Zanzarah instantly sprints to the top side. I wouldn't expect him to start the Herald just yet because Szygenda does have a wave under his tower, but GL should be able to get there in time. I mean, a kill, a Dragon, what more can he want for the side of Rogue?
Yeah, that is just absolute. It's painful watching this one here for GamerLegion. Again, another decent play, but the execution just not quite there. Anytime. Look, what happens with these smites? How close does this get?
Thank you, observers. Oh, just a bit too far forward, 149, so can't really give that one up to Burst. I think that was just a little bit of an early smite there from Rabble.
It's always so close in these, when these huge like dog piles in the Dragon pits, like, you know it's always going to be really hard to predict when the damage is coming through, when you need to smite, and the pressure is so high as well. So the fact that Rogue pick it up, though, is really just insult to injury here for GamerLegion.
Yeah, and they pick up the Herald as well, so Zanzarah did pick that up. Szygenda must have helped him with pushing out the top waves, and the problem with GL, with the setup on that Dragon, is you're playing Irelia, you're playing Nautilus, you need to go forwards. They were the ones stuck in the pit. They were just essentially getting shot at, basically, by the side of Rogue, sorry. They were just throwing spells at them. They had to flash out, jump away, try and get away as much as they could, so I think GL just need to adapt. I mean, if they do walk into River like that, you need to be the one stopping them from being able to walk into River like Rogue did last game, right? You need Visdom to hook someone who walks through the choke and just instantly start the fight.
And it's been a long time coming for the Ultraliga to have this kind of confidence, this kind of representation. They proved it coming into this tournament with 3 seeds. The first time the Ultraliga ever had 3 seeds. Unfortunately for Papa Team, didn't look fantastic in groups, but you take those. You can improve with that. They finally got to the finals. They got to the finals last, split as well. They are yet to be, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Is this the time for them now? If you're an Ultraliga fan, are you feeling confident?
Definitely, the mid to bots here again.
Oh, here we go. They're going to start with the showstopper. Zanzarah goes in. The shockwave only lands on the Hjarnan, but he has nowhere to go with no flash. And that is an easy dive in between the tier 1 and tier 2 turrets. And they can take themselves all the money, all the plates. There's just nothing GamerLegion can do.
This whole game kind of feels like a game of dominoes in a way. You can see how the fact that Trymbi is able to roam around the map and unlock the rest of his team and really put down GamerLegion then leads to the fact that GamerLegion have no control of their jungle through their own jungler. Rabble isn't able to do anything, and then from that, you're allowed to move through the jungle, go for these kind of plays that you're just seeing right there. It's really easy to look at a play in like a vacuum and say, yo, this is happening here. But when you really retrace the steps, the credit has to be given over to Rogue support. I mean, I know I've been hyping up so much, but my main question really now, I have 2. Firstly, where is Trymbi in my solo queue games? Secondly, what is the counterplay to this, really? Like, he's just able to always get these moves across, and, how do you get past this if you're GamerLegion in this game and even in the games looking forward?
Well, Trymbi is just playing so well in his windows. When he has the bot push, he's instantly moving, making sure he's involved in fights. If his mid laner takes a bad trade or needs to push out, he's instantly there. And that's just good communication, right? Trymbi's told, he's given the info and he acts upon it. But I think Nite, he must have known that Trymbi was roaming mid on that first play and he didn't back off, he didn't respect it too much, or that's the thing when you have a winning lane. It can go either way. One team says, well, he's got the push, so let's collapse on him and punish it. The other team needs to say, we need to defend it. So GL didn't defend the play. Rogue capitalized on it. They shut down Nite, and they did the mid to bot again they did from last game. They dove bot. They got another kill for Woolite. So Rogue, really good scaling. Similar draft to last game. It's looking scary for GL, but they have got tools to bring it back.
See what they want to go for here. Zanzarah hex flashes into the mid lane. Minute till that Cloud Drake does spawn. And Rogue just setting up this deep vision. We talked about it in the last game. This, you're not able to sneeze without them knowing exactly what you're doing. They have full information of where everyone on the side of GamerLegion are, which means that their calls that they make are just smarter. As you can see, Zanzarah, he loves these hex flash plays. Jumps in behind Visdom. See if he can get behind him. Hjarnan is now jumped on. They do get the face breaker. And Zanzarah's a little bit on an island here. Trymbi trying to help him out, but there is no Lamb's respite for Hjarnan as he goes down. They're trying to jump in. Great shockwave to knock back 2 of them. Rabble's looking, but it's a double kill for arguably the MVP of Rogue. Trymbi says, I'm the carry now, as he jumps straight back in with the Xenoblade. Might have been a little bit too far forward. No, it was not. As Czekolad's able to keep him going.
And there it is, Rift Herald as well, so you're going to pick up some plates too. You have to start respecting the plays coming through from Rogue right here. GamerLegion, you've just seen Zanzarah walk across your mid lane. You have no vision behind you and your chickens. Maybe he's going to go for a Hex Flash play. Oh my goodness, he's gone for one, and then you're surprised and it puts you in a bad spot and you go into a fight and it's like, lads, we're 30 minutes into this game and this is a 6,000 goal difference.
It's almost a 7 now.
That is phenomenal. Like, first game was dominant. We all know first game was dominant. We saw that one. You were calling the whole bloody series 18 minutes in. What is this? Like, Rogue are just playing so well at this point, and GamerLegion really being put on that back foot. And I have to say, like, something has to change when you're moving forward in this series, because oh my goodness, this looks like a massive mismatch so far.
Yeah, it's no longer draft here. It's definitely communication. I think GL just aren't looking like they're on the same page. I mean, Rogue, they're looking at a perfect game here. They're playing so well. And if you look at the replay here, like you were saying, Zanzarah just looking for them to step up too far, and he could instantly ult Visdom here, but then he gets the angle onto Hjarnan. Hjarnan has no flash, so he gets the double stun, gets all the damage out, and Rabble again,
up, by the way.
He can't save his teammates. He almost gets it again, but he's just out of range. And Trymbi, I mean, he just kills them both. He gets a double kill here on the Leona. He's just too good.
It's just the damage coming through from a Leona Sett combo just obliterated Hjarnan right there.
The base damage kings.
Yeah, it's just, what can you do about that? There's not too much. Rabble's going to go here on Czekolad.
Is he dead?
Uh-oh, I think he might be.
Oh, no.
No, and that honestly just summarizes how this game has gone for Rabble. As we can see, the rest of GamerLegion just trying to run away. FLICKR does not quite land just yet. They have the flawless duet available. Should he go for the stun? Does land it on the Czekolad. Trymbi underneath tower, but it doesn't matter. He's so damn tanky right now. Czekolad there for support. This is just... It's honestly going to break Twitch's terms of service if we keep going like this. This is honestly just a horrific display coming out from Rogue as they come straight back in on top of the flash from Hjarnan. But there's nowhere he can go, and Woolite says thank you very much. I have nothing else to say.
Is Rogue an EU Masters team or they're an LPL team? What's going on here? They're diving everyone everywhere. They're winning every fight, and that's the problem with playing Kindred into Orianna. You don't have the range to go on her. She has phase rush, she has too much range, and they lost bot tower, they're losing mid tower, top tower is gone. It's a 9,000 gold lead in 14 minutes.
Oh.
15 minutes. 9,500 gold lead, and Rogue are not going to stop now. Nite has got flash, good flawless duet, but there's too much CC, there's too much damage, and there's nothing you can really do. As I say that, he does eventually go down and check it out, and they get away with it, not quite. The ultimate from Hjarnan able to pick up that kill, but it will not be a perfect game, but my God, Rogue.
F in the chat for the perfect game.
Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, Towers. 3 myths that Rogue don't believe in.
Oh no. No. Just... It could be a little bit of a closer fight.
Oh, no, he does not win that.
Oh, that's a one-shot.
Oh. Now that was outplayed.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're 2 levels up. You've got your summoners and everything as well. I think, honestly, at that point, it's just a teeny-weeny little bit of desperation, perhaps trying to claw
Lamb's
something.
respite was available.
Well, yeah, he just got bobbed, though, right there. You see, like, he tried to face-check that bush, and Szygenda's flashing out of it and getting him there. But you have to take those kind of plays, right?
Yeah.
If you're GamerLegion, you have to go for it.
Yeah, Szygenda played that so well with the flash, and it's at this point in the game where you wonder, how can GL come back? And if you want my honest answer, they have to wait for Rogue's mistakes. But to be really honest, it's looking really grim for them. It's an Infernal Soul. This next dragon's coming up in 1 minute 40 seconds. Rogue, they have like a 7,000-8,000 gold lead so early into the game. Woolite's on 2 items on the Ezreal. Czekolad's unleashed. GL just need to kind of find picks on sides or try and catch Woolite out on mid, but even then he has the flash.
Look at this guy. Look at Trymbi. He's a shark right now. He's just prowling the waters going, come on, step into your jungle. I'm ready for you. And you can see sitting on top of a ward there, and oh no, they found their target.
No flash.
They've got themselves the mark, and they're jumping everyone on top of Nite. And Trymbi with his 4th kill, 4-0-4. He's an error for GamerLegion. He has just been insane right now. And Rogue, they've taken everything. There's nothing left to give.
Rogue might be able to find their marks, but I can tell you this much, Rabble certainly isn't going to be able to find his one in this game. I don't know how many marks he's got, but he must be really, really suffering. In both these games combined, he's probably had, like, what, 4 or 5 marks in both of them put together?
In 2 games.
Exactly, like, it's just... You can't play Kindred in these kind of games. Like you're going to be put behind forever, not just in levels and gold, but also in your stacking. Like, you just don't have the stacks to make it work.
As much as we're saying, you know, it feels bad to be GamerLegion, it must be so good to feel like a Go Rogue right now.
Oh, yeah.
You're in the finals of EU Masters, and Hjarnan gonna find himself caught out again. Dude, everything just thrown into it. I don't even need to call it right now because he's just dead. just dead. There's nothing he can do. There's no QSS, there's no flash, there's no escape.
Yeah. Rogue are going to go towards the Dragon if they want to stop pushing mid ever. Nite can't ever walk up into Czekolad. They have the Herald too if they want to go for an early game inhib.
I've just been told by our fantastic producer, Brett, Rabble has 1 mark. One mark in this entire game, and that's just a feels bad, man. We're at 18 minutes. They are breaking down inhibitor turrets. Nite with no flash, and Czekolad with the Orianna passive just able to knock him down with an auto attack. This is total domination. LEC, if you're watching this, these are the guys you need to see as we're going straight into what could potentially be the final fight. Visdom forced to flash away. Zanzarah is just tanking up absolutely everything. Shelly is here to help the push from a Go Rogue as everyone from GamerLegion is just pushed back. Czekolad takes a full life form disintegration ray to the face, and he does not care. The Nexus turrets are only 1 left standing. A Go Rogue will back away, but this is amazing from them.
I thought they were going to go for the record there. I don't know what the record is in the tournament, but they wanted it.
Here we go. Nite has to go for these desperation plays, but you can see a Go Rogue, they're ready. There isn't a huge amount of...
Czekolad TP.
Czekolad TP. There isn't a huge amount of mana on Woolite, though. Trymbi They are going to be able to get everyone back out of this, and then no one dies. Nate had to go for that, but who do you go for that? There's no one to pick.
It's just so hard to execute at this point if you're GamerLegion. You're trying to wait for Rogue's mistakes, but you have to wait for a pretty big one. Rogue, on the other hand, they're going to catch Nite again.
Oh, you can't do anything. Trymbi has your number.
Another TP.
And another TP comes in. Cannon Barrage coming down. Hjarnan just trying to run away. They have got the blast cone to get everyone out, but Hjarnan is bleeding out right now. The dragon is up. The Baron hasn't even spawned right now. And it just feels like a Go Rogue are just dictating the pace. Shockwave lands on the phones. The Lamb's Respite will not get you out of this one, Rabble. Phones is being pushed back. Czekolad 8, 1, and 6 as a Go Rogue have yet to go back, yet to pick up items. I would love to see their gold right now. Can we please show their gold? They're sitting on nearly 1,000. Trymbi has 2,600 gold, and they're going to look to end the game. This will be game 2 if they can do it. We see Zanzarah go in. Nite is still there, but he goes down. Trymbi finally uses a stopwatch. The second Nexus turret has fallen, and a Go Rogue are 1 game away from a first EU Masters title for the Ultraliga.
And in what style have they done it? Game 1 was dominating. Game 2, I don't even know how you describe that one. What a sick game from Rogue right here. GamerLegion, on the other hand, really put on the back foot now. Not only are you down 2-1 in the best of 5, but you're losing in that fashion. That's a mental boom right there.
That was almost a perfect game. 1 kill separated that perfect game.
That was it.
I would love to know what the game time record is, because I think Rogue was so close to smashing it in the tournament.
We will have to check it after the break, but it's been a dominating performance from the lone Ultraliga representative so far. We'll see if Team GamerLegion can find the answer right after this break.
Man, what a game. Oh.
Despite being only 2 years old, Ultraliga is one of the most successful leagues amongst the Euros. Even though Rogue is the only ADC organization to field a secondary team in Poland, the international results have been great. This split, Ultraliga has had 11 complete rookies, the most we've ever had, join the league and trying to make a name for themselves. Some of them made things competitive, but in the end, 2020 was all about Kick and Rogue. They once again met in the finals, but this time it was Kick who emerged victorious with a 3-1 scoreline. Coming into the EU Masters, Poland was the most represented nationality with 18 Polish players in the tournament. Among them, there were many stars, but one particular player from Ultraliga has stood out from the rest. You guessed it right, it's in another Polish jungler, the early game master, Szygenda. Known for his aggressive style, he will always find a way to create advantages for his team while still being up in CS and XP over your jungler. That's just the way it is.
It seems you're caught up in the thrills right now, trying to pay your bills now, keeping you up all night. It's all about the money, it's all about the dum dum da da dum dum, dum dum da da dum dum, dum dum da da dum dum. It's all about the money, it's all about the dum dum da da dum dum, dum dum da da dum dum, dum dum da da dum dum. It's all about the money, it's all about the dum dum.
is high, but I wish I could bathe in the moonlight. Ooh, this is it now. Come out of the shadow. Make the walls fall. Memory is headed for disaster. Heart is beating so. I hear the words, I see the ghost of laughter in the afterglow. This is it now.
Welcome back to European Masters, where we just saw Go Rogue take on a victory in just 20 minutes and 18 seconds. That was GamerLegion any percentage.
They were basically giving Mouse a run for their money for the fastest EU Masters game this split. They're only 1 minute away. I think Mouse was like 1 minute faster than that.
Yeah, I was I don't want to put in too much attention to that. I do want to focus on the draft, though, because Ox, it looked a bit more like a GamerLegion draft.
Yeah, me and Trouble were talking. I think we both agreed that this was what we expected from GamerLegion.
I did actually wanted to see them kind of flex the picks. They lock in the Vel'Koz. We've seen both Nite and Hjarnan play it down the bot lane. I'm like, this is perfect because they're hiding the cards. They haven't necessarily showed their hand yet. So a Go Rogue cannot necessarily account for that. But again, a Go Rogue don't have to take into consideration what you pick because at the end of the day, they're going to pick front to back like they did in this draft. At least I was happy to see that both of these teams looked like, yes, this is a GamerLegion draft. This is a Go Rogue draft. The game looked completely different than number one.
Yeah, and I think that's the worrying thing is game one, I'm like, I know what they can change in the draft. Game two, it's not that simple. And I think we have some clips that can highlight what went wrong because the Irelia actually started to find some momentum in mid lane. There were some good trades, but then we see the Rogue special, which is the 3-man gank mid. Trymbi is there as well, and Nite does his best to turn this around, but the problem is you're not against 2, you're against 3, and that's a difference. And then Rabble and Visdom, I like to see them pairing up in this situation, but Trymbi and Zanzarah are showing why they are the better jungle support duo.
And I love how you mentioned right there, you're not against 2, you're against 3, because Trymbi was there every single time. This guy is actually absolutely huge on the map. Whenever you saw a Kindred mark spawn, Trymbi would always roam to that side together with Zanzarah, trying to deny the scaling onto that Kindred, choke down Rabble, not allow him any more CS or any more invades, and shutting down that mid-jungle duo synergy that Rabble and Nite have has proven to be huge so far for a Go Rogue. Nite cannot get out of his lane, and Rabble cannot actually do whatever he wants to do in the jungles.
And I think the big thing for me with Trymbi is you see supports roam, obviously that's a common thing, but Trymbi is looking for every opportunity. His understanding of the mid wave and the bot wave to know when he can and when to pressure it is absolutely massive. And honestly, I'm just going to say it, so far, this has been Trymbi difference. So
Okay.
Trymbi diff.
Visdom needs to step up, and it's not just him, it's him and Rabble working together as a team if they're going to get back into this series.
I'm going to take it one step forward, and I have to say that the coordination and communication for our Go Rogue, you can see that it's gone the actual mile. This is an LEC sort of team showing right here from a Go Rogue, and I'm honestly really excited to see which one of these players are going to end up in the LEC next split, because I'm almost 100% sure that at least one of them...
Trymbi.
You're a huge Trymbi fan right now, and I think a lot of people are, because it looked so clean what they did. And once again, Trymbi picks up a double here. That's insane.
I mean, he's just doing so much for the team because there's sort of a separation with supports. There's the individual mechanics and the impact you're making in fights, and then there's the map awareness and being in the right place at the right time. And I feel like he is offering both for his team. And the fact I'm highlighting him, everyone on the team has been stepping up, and he's still managing to shine. But I think we saw from this game that you give Rogue any amount of advantage and they will just run away from it. And all members of the team were so confident and aggressive in their play.
I know you're a big Trymbi fan. On the other side, I'm a big Czekolad fan because this guy has been absolutely stellar.
This is one biased analyst desk.
Hey, it's 2-0, right? We'll talk a little bit about
We're
GL.
allowed a little bit, okay? I feel like Czekolad has done everything and anything in the mid lane, but the fact that GamerLegion are allowing him to play Orianna 2 games in a row, like you look at a Go Rogue and you're like, okay, what are the big picks for them? When you look at Zanzarah, you're like Sett and Szygenda, he's getting one of the two times in a row. Woolite, Ezreal, he's getting that 2 times in a row. You see Czekolad in the mid lane, Orianna, he's getting that 2 times in a row. Something needs to happen for Czekolad to not have that Orianna anymore in his hands, because I feel like he's sort of handicapping the whole map, basically, by having the Orianna. I want it completely banned out. Another GamerLegion on the red side. Force Czekolad on something new. Even if that's the Akali, I think you can deal with the Akali much easier than you can deal with the Orianna.
Potentially, and it doesn't scale quite as well. I think for me, if I'm looking at GamerLegion, I think you need that pairing between the jungle and support. And I think as well as that, you need something a little bit safer for Nite. So that, because the Irelia, the problem is you're going in, it's very hard to get out of a gank situation like that. Lucian might be the better fit, but ultimately, if they're sending 3 members mid, you need 3 members mid. You have to match the numbers advantage, because it's one of the biggest things in League of Legends. If they bring 3 and you bring 2, it's simple maths. Who's going to win out in that one?
Yeah, AG Rogue are currently leading this series 2-0 and are on the verge of their first ever EU Masters victory. Not only for them, but also for their region. We'll see you after the break.